Hello, everybody. This is your favorite brother, Mkuu Mzee.
Well, all right.
Hey man, I gotta put that out there, bro.
Yes, sir.
We're back with my man. You know, my great friend. We have become friends lately. We've had some fiery conversations and discussions off camera. Which was good gentlemen do. There's no need to air out you know um, personal opinions and things and assessments and stuff like that. There's no need to air all that. You see so much of that on social media, right, brother?
That's right.
So
Too
everybody
much.
everybody got a damn opinion. But
Too much.
yeah, exactly, man. So without further ado, I want to introduce my brother, who is the founder and director of the African World Research Institute and the Temple of Rec. And the brother has done great work over the years. Welcome, my brother, Batu Shakari.
Thank you, brother. I thank you, thank you, thank you. It's always a joy and a pleasure, and our responsibility to communicate information that is critically important to our people, to our lives, and to our continued existence as a life form on this earth. So this is great, and I'm honored that you have me on to share my information.
No, no doubt about it. I mean, this is obviously my attempt to make sure that people with a voice that have a strong voice and a critical voice and a learned, knowledgeable voice to be the exception. Actually, we are the exception. The people such as yourself, I put myself in that category, not quite as high, in esteem as you. You've been doing this much, much longer than me. But people who have something to say, critical information that needs to be shared, we need to have more of a spotlight and a platform because everybody can get online now and
Right.
get on social media and have an opinion. And next thing you know, they got 10,000 damn followers. It's crazy.
Yeah, it is. It is.
It's crazy. Um,
And
go ahead.
one of the reasons why it's like that, unfortunately, is because our people, in large measure, are not committed to freedom and independence.
Yeah.
We're just not committed to freedom and independence. Our whole thing is how can we be made happier and more comfortable slaves? And that's the reason why you have so many voices on these social media platforms that's not saying anything of any real worth
Right.
relative to our freedom and independence.
Right.
Okay? They have, uh, 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 I guess you could say, they have tested the pulse of our people, and they realize that our people are not interested in those things. And this is the reason why it's so critically important that those who do have information to share with us relative to our freedom and independence, they need to get out here. They need to put that information out here, and they need to put it out as much as they possibly can, despite the fact that they don't have a large audience at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no doubt about it, man. You hit it right. You hit it right on the nose. That's exactly what it is. It's not that we have gotten out of touch with the reality of the world as we see it now in 2025, 2026, and going forward. And people think that we are out of touch. I think we are. I think we pretty well know. I think we're well versed in the way things are working right now. We understand how easy it is to keep people. It has to how they get people enamored and programmed to the social media crap.
Mhm.
We understand the challenge. It's interesting. It brings to mind a certain incident that I had. It wasn't an incident. It was just a conversation, a discussion. I was doing a family gathering at one of my cousin's house, one of my first cousin's house. So it's a group of boys, four brothers, and he well, the younger brother, bought maybe, I don't know, 10, 12 of my art of leadership books.
Mm,
And he was so impressed with it that he wanted to give it to the family members, right?
mm,
So, so I went up went up to the family gathering, and I brought the books with me. Um, and he gave it to his brothers, and had some cousins up there. My sister
mhm.
was there, my brother was there. Everybody got a book, based because of his, his willingness to do that, to spend the money
Right,
to do that, so family members can get the word. Because
right.
like I said, he's been so impressed with my scholarship, and I was
Hmm.
so I was so proud of him when he did that.
For sure, for
So
sure.
one of the other brothers who is involved with, again, status and what your name, get your name out there, working with national, African based, loosely African based organizations,
Hmm.
came to me and says, um, we can get you a book on the bestseller list. You interested in doing that? You interested in doing that? And to his surprise, I told him, no, I'm not interested in going on no damn black bestseller list.
Mm,
Whoever sees my work, that's who they're meant to see that work.
mm,
If I can, yeah, obviously, I would like to get it circulated as broadly and as widely as I can in the African community. But if it
mhm,
doesn't go there, I'm not going to break my neck. You know what I mean, to get that popularity that seems
mhm,
to be the thing nowadays. It's not. That's basically capitalism disguised,
mm,
in egocentrism. You know what I mean?
mhm,
And because
mhm,
when you do that, when you get involved with that, I want to be on the bestseller list. All you did was become a capitalistic clone.
mm,
Even though you disguise it with, I'm proud of my work. No, 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 no. People are going to see it who are supposed to see it.
mm,
You know what I mean? If I can get more saturation in the community, that would be, obviously, that's what I want. But if it doesn't
mhm,
happen, it doesn't happen.
mhm.
Give me your perspective on that, man.
Well, I concur with you. I've put my information out here. I've been writing my first major work. I published in 1991, so that's over 35 years ago.
Yeah.
Which was the tribalism book,
Yes, sir.
and I put it out here. It went, yes, sir, and it went where it went.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
got in the hands of the people who were interested in that information.
Right.
And I'm not sweating over it. The bottom line is, like you said, appropriately, you want your information to get to as many African minds as you possibly can.
Yes.
Okay. And that was my intent as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But I'm not interested in being on the bestseller list and jumping hurdles and doing this and doing that and the other thing. No, 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 no. Uh-uh.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have got to be committed to doing the work,
Yep.
okay,
Yep.
and letting the work. And this is where my angst is. We have to let the work speak for itself.
Bingo.
Okay. You let your work speak for itself. And
Bingo.
if that work is valuable, those who are supposed to have it, they're gonna get it.
Yeah.
Okay. They're gonna find it.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, and that's been my position. That's been my position. And
Yeah.
and I agree with that 100%. You know. One of the things that I just mentioned, I mentioned the whole issue of our focus in life as a people, how we can be happy and comfortable slaves, by being totally dependent consumers and shameless uh cowardly victims in life. And this is what actually it has come to relative to us.
Yeah.
See, our focus in life as a people is completely different from the focus of our enemies in life.
Yeah.
See, whereas our focus in life is how we can become happy and comfortable slaves, like I just said, their focus in life is how they can become masters and controllers of the universe.
That's correct.
by being independent modern day producers and skilled modern day fighters in life.
Yes.
So, see, they're all about production and protection. That's where their head is at. That's where their focus is at. That's what they're committed to. And that is how they have achieved all of the great achievements that they have achieved in life. It grows out of them having this sense of mission relative to being masters and controllers in life. That's where their head is at.
No doubt.
Even their happiness and their comfort, they have the good common sense to know that happiness and comfort comes out of a people's production and protection capability.
Yep.
It comes out of that. You don't put your happiness and comfort before your production and protection capability. Because if you do, you'll find yourself depending on other people to supply you with the things that make you happy and comfortable. Because you have not invested in being a producer of those things.
Yes. Yes.
Nor a protector of them.
Yes.
And this is what is happening to the African world.
Yeah.
And it's pitiful. And it has what that has ultimately escalated into. It has escalated into the global condition that we find ourselves in today. The global reality of the African world today is genocidal.
Yeah.
It's not even no longer an issue of enslavement. And I teach this to our people all of the time. See, our global reality in our slave past was injustice and mistreatment at the hands of our multiple enemies, which is enslavement, okay?
Yeah.
Injustice, mistreatment, super exploitation at the hands of our enemies, that's enslavement.
Yeah.
To sum it up in one word, that's enslavement.
Yes.
That is what we were facing in the past. That is not our reality today. That is not our global reality today. Our global reality today is our genocidal present. The global reality of the African world today is genocide. It's not enslavement anymore. Sure, we're still being treated with injustice and we're still being mistreated. There's no question about that. But death and destruction is the end goal today.
Yep.
See, the injustice and mistreatment in the past was to get us in line, cause us to submit to their domination and control so that we would be capital and commodities and serve them well in their movement towards this whole thing of being masters and controllers of everything. Okay, so they succeeded in being masters and controllers over us.
Yes.
So that's old hat now. I already succeeded in doing that. I am already a master over you. I am already a controller of you, politically, economically, intellectually, spiritually, technologically, militarily. You name it, I have control over it and over you. Today, though, that's not their focus anymore. Again, you don't focus on things that you've already achieved. You're focused now on what your goals are today. Today, the African world has become an obsolete people globally.
Yeah.
And I always underscore that globally. African people are an obsolete people, not just here in America. African people are an obsolete people globally. We're not independent modern day producers. We're not skilled modern day fighters. We depend on other people for virtually every modern thing that we use in the world today. And I'm talking from light bulbs to computers to watches to rings to our shoes, our clothes, everything. Now, keep in mind now, we're talking about a people who at one time were at the top of our game in terms of being producers. We produced everything. Everything that we used in life, we produced it.
Yep.
During our tenure up in ancient Kemet and even other civilizations and cultures that we built.
Yeah.
Prior to coming under foreign dominance, we were the ones producing everything that we used. But look at us today. We don't even produce our own underwear, our own toothpicks, toilet paper. That's a problem. That is a serious problem. And it has become a problem for our enslavers.
Yeah.
And what do I mean by that? It has become a problem for them because now they're asking themselves, I enslaved these people so that they could serve me. That's the whole purpose of enslavement, getting another people to serve you. Well, the problem that confronts us today is that technology and automation has taken our jobs away from us. I don't need you anymore to serve me.
Yep.
So now the question becomes, what do I do with you? What do I do with you now that I no longer need you? Technology and automation has taken your job. So now the question is, how do I get rid of you? And this is what faces the African world today. We keep ignoring the fact that we're out of touch with the reality of the problem that's facing the African world today. We still think it's an issue of just mistreatment, injustice. They're not giving us a fair shake. They're not doing us right. All of this stuff right here. You know, that's not it. You have missed the boat. Your days of mistreatment and all the rest of that, that's a foregone conclusion.
Yep.
The problem that you face today, Negro, is that I'm getting rid of you. And I have a multitude of different methodologies that I have in operation that's taking care of you even as we speak.
Yep.
Things that we don't like to talk about. Okay? We don't want to talk about how drugs, alcohol, birth control, abortions, homosexuality, all of these are forms of silent warfare. These things are just as lethal. In fact, they are more lethal than their guns and weapons. They're more lethal because let's just take homosexuality just as an example. Homosexuality destroys a people at their jugular. Because now what I have done is I have recruited you to eliminate yourself. Because a people that's not producing any children is not producing any future for themselves.
That's correct.
So now here you have a situation that they're looking at the African world now. They're looking at the fact that homosexuality is taking off like wildfire all over the African world. And I'm not just talking about us here in America, flipping, flopping, becoming homosexual. That's going on all over in the motherland. It's a global phenomenon. And what Europeans are looking at, which is most disturbing, is that you got these black leaders who are waving a banner for it. So now the people that these people are depending on, the individuals that these people are depending on to give them clear instructions and clear warnings about what to do and how to do. These are your leaders and scholars. That's what they're supposed to be doing. I say it all of the time. The leaders and scholars of a people is equivalent to the father and mothers in a family.
You hit the nose,
They're
man.
equivalent.
Yeah,
The leaders and scholars of a people are equivalent to the mothers and fathers within a family. The
absolutely.
mothers and fathers are the ones that are supposed to be the overseers of that family. They're the ones, they are the go to people in that family that all of the children go to and look up to give them proper instructions, give them guidance, give them discipline when they need it. This is their go to people. In the African world, we have too many of our go to people who are actually encouraging us to be homosexual, encouraging us to believe in foreign enemy religions that have destroyed us, encouraging this.
You can't
What do
you can't help who you love, is what they say.
we? Ain't that something? Ain't that something? Okay. So, this is the reason why it's so important that African people establish values, virtues, and responsibilities that they not only study, but we must not only study these things, we must internalize them, and then the all important, we must act on them.
Yes,
Because, see, all of your study and knowledge and everything else means absolutely nothing if you and I don't act on it.
right. Absolutely.
At one of the things that and again, these three things are critical. When you talk about values, the most important values of any nation is that they love them. The most important values, again, of any nation is people, land, and knowledge. Those are critical values. Those are the most important values. People, your land, and your knowledge.
Yep.
That is critically important values. The highest virtues of a nation is for us to be righteous, intelligent, and skilled. We have got to lock into becoming a righteous people, able to trust each other's word, able to speak the truth to each other,
Wow.
and stop wearing our feelings on our sleeve.
Oh my goodness.
Whereby now when I speak to you or you speak to me, I have to I have to pay attention to what I say that I think might offend you. That ain't the way. This is supposed to be, wait a minute. This is supposed to be a free flow of information.
Right.
I should not have to tiptoe around your feelings to tell you the truth about any reality that we're talking about, whether it be a reality that pertains to you, whether it be reality that pertains to our people. We have to have a free flowing conversation with each other. Okay? We as a people have become almost totally detached from being able to openly communicate with each other, which again hampers our forward movement as a nation of people. Okay? If you bring me some information, and let's say it's information that I disagree with, okay? It is my responsibility to look at your information, to weigh that information, and to respond to that information based on my perception or my understanding of the issue that we're talking about.
Right.
That is the way free flowing information is supposed to go. It's not supposed to go with you sitting back wondering, well, wait a minute. I know Dr. Shakari said this, but I don't want to hurt his feelings. So I don't think I should say that. Listen, I tell African people all of the time, my first commitment is to be on the right side of whatever the issue is that we're talking about. I may very well hold a position on whatever the situation is. You may very well hold a position that's different from my position. Hell, truth be told, if we openly communicate with each other, we may very well find out that neither you nor I have the right spin on this situation that we're talking about.
So
It
true.
may be another approach altogether
Absolutely.
that may be fitting for the situation that we're talking about. So that means I didn't get it right and you didn't either.
Yep. Yep.
But if we freely communicate with each other, we will come to the right conclusion ultimately of what needs to be done.
Yeah.
This is the spirit that African people have got to reach. We have got to stop, and I say this all of the time, we have got to stop falling in love with uh, uh, people who we consider to be heroes and sheroes, and then we make them into untouchable, people who are above critical analysis.
Right.
None of us, none of us are above critical analysis. None of us.
None of us.
I don't care if you got a triple PhD in whatever it is that you're talking about. You're still not above critical analysis.
No doubt.
Come on now. Some of our greatest leaders and scholars have shown us in no uncertain terms that there have been many things that they were dead wrong about. Dead wrong about. Let me spit out some examples.
Okay.
You have some of our leaders and scholars, I don't need to name no names. We have some leaders and scholars among us who have told us that Jesus is the answer.
Hmm.
We've had leaders and scholars among us who tell us that all we have to do is wait on a mothership. These is great leaders and scholars with mass followings.
Yep.
We've had great leaders and scholars who have told us that Jesus should be our role model for what we should do. Hell, when you look back in history, you look at people like Mansa Musa. Here's one of our leaders who decided he was going to take 300 camels heavily laden with gold that he got from Mali, his people, his land.
Yep.
He took all the damn gold, took it, put it on some camels, walked all the way across the damn desert up to Saudi Arabia somewhere, and gave it away. Gave it away to the people who took all of North Africa from our people.
I never understood that story, man.
It is absolute insanity. That speaks to the fact that just because your leader may be great, don't mean that he always act in a sensible manner. That's what it's telling you. You can't go by somebody's greatness and then just go with that and say, well, he must be right because he's so great.
Right.
This is the reason why I don't buy into these Negroes among us who have great followings. And then that caused me not to be critically analytical of the stuff that they teaching.
Yeah.
Because, see, it's easy to get a great following among a people like us whose captivity has driven us insane.
Too easy. Too easy.
How easy is that?
Too easy.
You're dealing with a people who are self-hating, disunited, enemy-loving, enemy-fearing, enemy-dependent. But you think I'm supposed to embrace you because you got a large following of Negroes like that. Come on now. That's not me. I
No,
can't speak for nobody else, but that's not Dr. Batu or Mia Shakari.
right.
I don't go with that. I don't go with you and embrace you and wave a banner for you just because you got a large following. Truth be told, a rational, responsible, and serious people really don't even follow individuals. They follow principles. Did you hear me? I said they follow principles. Individuals die. Individuals get old, they become confused, they start changing up stuff that they thought that they believed in, and all. So individuals are too shaky for you to hang your hat on.
Yep.
But what you can hang your hat on is the truth that they bring to the people.
Yeah.
Because we know for a fact that that brother, as powerful as he is, or that sister, as powerful as she is, she ain't gonna be here forever.
Nope.
And there are many things that happen to us in life that will turn us completely around and turn us away from the great stuff that we originally started off talking about. Now you see them, they sleeping with white women or sleeping with white men or embracing homosexuality. But wait a minute, you was talking all this heavyweight stuff about freedom, liberation, what we need to do. Now look at you today.
Yeah.
So no, we can't go with that.
Mm-mm.
You can't go with that. We have got to be critical. And we have got to look with our eyes wide open. And I don't care how great they are or supposed to be. They all should be subjected to critical analysis, and that includes me. That means you put me at the top of the list.
Yep.
You say you got the 411 on what we should be doing, then you shouldn't have any problem with allowing me to critically analyze what you're talking about. Because if I'm going to go in that direction, you better believe that Shakari done critically analyzed it. You better believe that. I ain't just going with you because you got a large following. I already went through the following stuff.
Yeah.
There's too many of us following people that's taking us the wrong damn way.
Yeah.
The whole African world, and I don't hesitate when I say this, the whole African world is going the wrong way.
Exactly.
If that were not true, we would not be in the global condition that we're in today. We live in a state of total dependence and total vulnerability to every foreign predator nation on this earth. And you want to tell me African people are not going in the wrong direction? Oh, yes, you are. Oh, yes, you are.
Yes, we are.
You wouldn't be in the condition that you in if you wasn't following the wrong leaders and scholars.
Yeah.
And we need to be clear about that. The next thing we need to talk about, that I talk about all the time, is our 7 supreme responsibilities. We talked about the values, we talked about the virtues. Values, people, land, and knowledge. Virtues, to be righteous, intelligent, and skilled. And we do need to be skilled. I say that all of the time. Not only must we be a righteous people, but we've got to be an intelligent people and a skilled people. In other words, Negro, you got to know how to do something. You got to know how to build some stuff. You and I cannot live in the modern day world and not know how to build stuff. This is not the Stone Age somewhere where we can just walk around and gather berries and live in a cave somewhere and don't nobody know how to do nothing.
You know what? It's just to me it's very, very obvious.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not egotistical on my part or high stepping anything. Um there's a lot of people, I mean a majority of our people are walking around with these computers in their hands,
Mm-hmm.
walking around, with all this technology and
Come
stuff
on.
like that, and not using it correctly. But not no, but that's just part of it. The other
Mm-hmm.
part of it is that you have no idea how it works.
Come on.
You know what I mean? So I'm a typical nerd. I like to know how things work. You know
Teach.
what I mean? And if I can do what I used to do back in the day when I was a kid, you know how we were. We take things apart, put it back together
Take it
again.
apart.
You really
That's
can't do
right.
that. You really can't do that now. But I can still understand the specs,
Hmm.
specifications, and the applications and the
Hmm.
programming that goes into that device.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? I may not be able to build it because I don't have the facilities for that, but I know how it works.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, just to recap what you just said. That's what I'm saying.
For
You know,
sure. For sure.
educating yourself on this technology is very, very important. Not just how to use it, how it works.
Exactly. Exactly how it works. And we have to, again, we have to become producers
Oh
of
my.
this technology. We have to become producers. We
Yeah.
have to know how it is produced, and we must be the producers of it.
Yes.
It's not enough for us to simply know how to produce it.
Yeah.
You got to do it.
Yeah.
Don't tell me you know how to do it.
Yeah.
I want to see you doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you on the ball. Until we do that, I can say emphatically, you and I are not on the ball. We're not on the ball because you ain't producing the stuff that you use in life. And this brings us to our responsibilities. A
Yeah.
nation of people is not going to become producers and all the rest of that unless they start fulfilling certain responsibilities among themselves.
Yeah.
Number one, top of the list, we must love ourselves. That comes first.
Woo.
That's at the top of the list.
Man.
So if you show me a nation of people that do not love themselves, they done already lost in
Yeah.
life.
Yep.
You done already lost. You out the race automatically. We can just cut you off right there. And I ain't even went through the other six. I'm just right at number one. You
Yeah.
don't love yourself. You got a problem with your skin color. You got a problem with your nose, with your lips, with the thick and curliness of your own hair. You got a problem with that. You got a problem with the fact that you come from those people over there in the motherland, okay, who you
Oh,
have been taught to hate. You
that's
don't like them,
oh my goodness.
okay?
Yeah.
This is a problem. This is a serious problem.
Too
And
serious.
I said, and I reiterate, that is the first supreme responsibility that any nation of people has. You have to love yourself. Why? There, now we're going to talk about the things that's connected to love, that grows out of a people's love.
Yes.
Once a people love themselves, they're in a position to truly unite among themselves. Okay. I said truly unite
Stepping
among
stones.
themselves.
Stepping stones.
Absolutely. The next thing, we must properly govern ourselves. See, if you love yourself and you unite among yourself, now it's going to be easy for you to properly govern yourself because the love is there and the unity is there.
Yes.
Once you get the love, the unity, and the governance in check, now you're in a position to thoroughly and independently provide for yourself. Now you're talking production. Oh, yeah. You're going to thoroughly and independently produce the things that you use in life. And you ain't going to stop there with production because production means little or nothing if you are not thoroughly and independently protecting yourself. See, a nation must thoroughly and independently protect the stuff that they produce, including themselves. That means we got to be in a position to protect us.
Yep.
Okay?
Yep.
If you can't, listen, if you can't protect you, it's useless for you to talk about how you're going to protect anything else.
It don't matter.
Exactly. You can't even protect you. If I can come and snuff your life out whenever the hell I feel like it, that's letting you know in no uncertain terms you have not done your job of protection.
Yep.
Okay? So African people have to do those five things, but it don't stop there. Another thing is we must maintain continuous and underscore that continuous We must maintain continuous modernization among ourselves in all areas of life. All areas. That means modern technologies,
Yeah.
modern machinery, modern weaponry,
Yeah.
modern everything.
Yeah.
Modern roads, modern bridges, modern cars, trucks, trains, airplanes, you name it. Satellites, space stations, space probes going out into outer space. Oh, yeah. We most definitely have got to invest, and I mean heavily invest in space probes and everything else, because you know what? That sun that we're depending on right now, one day is going to suffer what is known as sun death. In other words, that sun is not forever. It ain't going to be shining forever. So African people have got to be about the serious business of investing in interplanetary / intergalactic space travel. Now, I know that's a big leap from the work that we have to do relative to liberating ourselves. But I'm putting that on the table so that we don't let that get lost in the mix.
You have to be a visionary, man. You have to be a visionary.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have to have a vision of the future that goes far beyond. I am a firm advocate. Just to put a cap on that. I am a firm advocate that African people have got to ascend to a point of universal life, meaning that you and I have achieved the technological capability of moving not only from planet to planet, but galaxy to galaxy, so that we are not confined to any one sector of this infinite universe that we live in.
Right.
This place is infinite. It's huge. It's past huge. I always say it's infinite.
They pretty much killed it, man.
Yeah. So what we have done, we have decided we just going to be earthbound. And then we don't even have control over the earth that we living on. But when you compare that with what Europeans are doing, they're clear. We got to get up out of here. We got to make a move. Because that sun, we done seen too many sun deaths occur in this mass universe, because we got all kind of stuff out there watching, looking. And all of the information is letting us know that we living on borrowed time here on this ball
Absolutely.
called Earth.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So that means you and I got to be on the move. That's all it's telling you. You and I got to be on the move. So maintaining continuous modernization among ourselves in all areas of life is critical. We have to, because you have to keep pace with all of the other life forms around you. All of the other human beings around you, if you can't keep pace with them, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen to you. You're going to become their victim. End of story. And it don't matter what religious doctrine or legal principles are espoused by the people of the earth and all the rest of that. It doesn't mean anything. Other nations are not going to respect another nation that has no respect for themselves and lacks the military, political, economic, intellectual, and other capabilities to defend themselves.
Yeah.
If you lack that, I'm taking advantage of you. And you can put a period on the end of that. The last thing that we must do, and this is critical, we must be the sole builders and administrators over our own modern and independent civilization and culture in the world. We must. That's an absolute must.
No doubt.
You and I are not going to make it in the world, call ourselves fitting in and getting along with the the other foreign nations that we find ourselves in their houses. You in their house because they brought you here. They brought you here. And we live in their house, in their houses, according to their rules. So in reality, no, you don't have control over your life at all, period. No, you don't. I say it all of the time. You can see it on its face that African people ain't in no good spot here in America. All you have to do is ask yourself, well, who feeds me? Who clothes me? Who houses me? Who educates me? Who gives me a job? Clothes, all the rest. You are totally dependent in the house that you living in, which is letting you know this ain't your house.
Right.
I know you call it your house. I know you always pulling out that "what I did for you" card. Ah, yeah, we love to do that. You know, we did this, we invented this, we invented this. Just like Dr. Mudari said, that's nothing for you to be proud of. That's what slaves do.
Give you a little pat on the back, man.
Okay. Exactly. Okay.
Good boy. Good boy.
Absolutely. And go over there and make some more stuff for me, nigga.
Yeah.
That's what they'll tell you. Go make some more stuff for me.
Yeah.
Okay? So we need to be clear. And then when you talk about establishing your civilization and culture, this is why we have to go through the social systems.
Yeah.
Okay? The comparative chart of biological and sociological anatomical systems.
Yeah, go ahead and do that and wrap that up, because I want to get into our symptoms of why we're in this depraved society, and then
Very good.
Then we can wrap it up with what we can do, how we can get out of it.
For sure. So, all nations of people have social systems. All nations have to have, at the top, they have to have a language because they have to be able to communicate with each other. To get things done, communication is critical. So nations have to have a system of communication. They must have a language.
Yeah.
If you want to know whether or not a nation is functional or dysfunctional, all you have to do, and I'm talking about just on the surface level, if you look at a nation of people who has 1,000, 2,000 different languages, they're one people, but they speak thousands and thousands of different languages, you know that that nation is dysfunctional. Because no functional nation is going to speak thousands and thousands of different languages when they are clear that they're one people. African people in our motherland, unfortunately, is sad. In our motherland, they speak over 2,000 different languages. That's a problem. African people are one people. We only need one language. As long as that language says what we want it to say, has all of the things in it that defines what this, that, and the other is in life that we observe, that is sufficient. Other nations have their languages. Okay, well, now that's when you start investing in learning another language.
Right.
I shouldn't have to come to your house, and for me to get around in your house, you got a language that I have to learn how to speak in your living room. Then when I go to your kitchen, I got to learn the kitchen language. Then I got to learn the basement language. I got to learn the bedroom language. Come on now. That is tantamount to what has happened to us as a people in our motherland.
Excellent, excellent.
And that is ridiculous. It's past ridiculous.
Very well put, man.
It is insane. That's what it is.
Yeah.
How do we think we're going to be able to consolidate our ideas and resources as one people, and we can't even speak one language that comes from us? That is our language. Hell, if you got 2,000 different languages today, I get it. You got 2,000 different languages today. Pick out one of them and decide that that is the continental language for all Africans on that continent. Pick out one of them
I would,
and
I would,
make.
I, I would be impressed at the Sahel group of countries over there doing, yeah, they're doing some things. But I'm looking for that directive too. If they can do that with among those three nations, those four nations, that would be a big step in the right direction as a good example on that continent.
Yeah, that would be a good example. But
Yeah,
see, we know it can be done and
yeah,
easily done.
yeah.
You know why we know it can be done and easily done? Is because the overwhelming majority of the African so-called the African states, they're not nations, the African states over
State.
there, the overwhelming majority of them speak one of three languages. They either speak English, Arabic, or French. Those are the three principal languages that virtually all of the Africans on the continent speak, no matter where they live at.
Pretty much.
So wait a minute. Wait a minute. Let me get this straight. You're committed enough to learn how to speak your enemy's language so that you can interact with him on whatever level it is that you interact with them on, but you don't have enough common sense to select one African language whereby we as a people can communicate with each other continent wide.
Hey, everybody. I want to apologize for cutting the recording short. We ran into some technical difficulties with my good brother, Dr. Batu Shakari. What we will do is bring the conclusion of our discussion to you fairly shortly. I would say within another week or so, because we actually going to have to record it again. That's how bad the recording was. It got corrupted. What he'll do is he'll come back and he'll finish up his core value, virtues, and responsibilities of the African world, as I had suggested right before the end of the clip. And then, here's to make sure I got the right notes here in front of me. Then he's going to talk about the social and his social anatomy chart. I'm sorry, his social anatomy chart to compare it to chart of biological, sociological, anatomical systems. And then what I would do, as we usually do, we'll have discussion, and then we'll wrap up our conversation with the concept of violence that our ancestor, the great ancestor, um, Shai Nkosi Mudari, because I had to make sure I said his last name wrong last time. I can't quite get his name. It's a tongue tire sometimes for me trying to remember his name, and that's a shame too because he's a great ancestor. I have a very high opinion of him. But anyway, on his video, he talks about the concept of violence. I'm going to show you a 3-minute clip by him after I get done here, and then once that clip is done, I'll have information in the video description of how to buy and purchase the Great Ancestors DVD and his 2 books that he has, which I need to get myself. And then, of course, Brother Batu Shakari's uh, uh, catalog of work, his DVDs, his video presentations, and his books will also be listed on with contact information there. So, guys, enjoy the clip. The Honorable Nkosi Mudari, the great ancestor, and then we'll see you a little bit later on down the line when we finish our discussion. Hotep, Abifi.
Embrace violence and master violence. Remember also, brothers and sisters, peace is born out of violence. That's right. If you demonstrate the capability and willingness to exact violence on a level comparable to your adversary, you will experience peace. It is no surprise that a gun is called a peacemaker. On the other hand,
That's right.
if you turn your face away from violence, you frown on violence,
Come on.
and are unwilling to understand its utmost importance and master it, then you will experience the violence of others perpetrated on you, and you will have no peace. Your vulnerability will lead to your victimization, which will ultimately lead to your extermination.
That's right.
Violence is as much a vital function of the universe as the heartbeat is to the human body. The heart beats continuously, constantly, to keep the body alive.
That's right.
If the heartbeat stops, the body ceases to function, death occurs. Violence in the universe is continuous, it is constant, in order to keep the universe alive and functioning.
That's right.
If the violence ceases, the universe ceases to function, balance is corrupted, death occurs. Violence is a manifestation of the functionality of universal law. I said violence is a manifestation of the functionality of universal laws. The law of self-preservation, the law of neutrality, the law of opposites. The first law of self-preservation dictates and compels you to place self and kind above and beyond anything.
That's right.
The law of neutrality simply dictates your relationship to the one creator, which is absolute neutrality, which simply means you have no help coming from on high. The law of opposite dictates your relationship to other life forms in creation, be they from the same species or not.
That's right.
Which is often adversarial, antagonistic, and often hostile to each other in varying degrees. Again, it is the functionality, the modus operandi, if you will, that these three laws manifest violence that is inherent, it is innate, it is built in, it is unavoidable.
That's right.